Good afternoon to all, and we are live. And thank you so much for joining me. So, I'm going to go take my seat, and we are going to begin this special news coverage update. Well, hello and good afternoon. My name is Navesh Royalty. Thank you so much for joining me. And if you have not subscribed yet, please click subscribe below. We are about 31 subscribers away from 100, and we cannot do any of this without you. So thank you. Please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. But the reason why we are doing this is because it has been such a busy week in American news between politics, between really politics, to be honest. And there's politics, there's driving, there's money, there's so much stuff that we are going to be going over today. And it's so important that we go over it because midterms are in November, and these are the key issues that we notice that you guys are looking at. This is the reason why one of the reasons we are doing this. This is just a special coverage news update just to get you informed about what is going on in the American country. So, today, former Trump Organization Chief Financial Officer Alan Weissenberg pleaded guilty in a fraud case, and he agreed to testify against the Trump Organization. Now, the Trump Organization is the company that started President Donald Trump up and is the company that many know him for. Now, Trump Organization owns Trump Golf. They own Trump Hotels. They own so many things, Trump Tower, and they are the home organization of several. So, Alan Weissenberg, the former longtime chief financial officer of the Trump Organization, he pleaded guilty. Now, this guilty plea was expected. We found out about it last Friday, and we were informed that it was going to likely happen. And Weisselberg, he is 75 and he entered the plea in a Manhattan courtroom. Now, he admitted to his crimes and agreed to cooperate with prosecutors in the criminal case against two Trump Organization entities. Now, Weisselberg was charged in July of 2021 alongside the Trump Organization subsidiaries that prosecutors claim took part in the scheme, which also allegedly benefited other company executives. The company has pleaded not guilty, and jury selection for its trial is scheduled for October 24th. This, end quote, this plea agreement directly implicates the Trump Organization in a wide range of criminal activity and requires Weisselberg to provide invaluable testimony in the upcoming trial against the cooperation. Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg said in a statement. Furthermore, thanks to the incredibly hard work and dedication of the team prosecuting this case, Weisselberg will spend time behind bars. We look forward to providing our case in court against the Trump Organization. Now, Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg has received much criticism from even people in his own aisle, in the Democratic aisle, for taking so long to prosecute President Donald Trump. Now, of course, he came in and he just got sworn in January of 2022. He got sworn in and he was coming into all of this trauma. So it was a very hard race to win. He won it. The pressure is on, and he has received much backlash. And the New York governor election, gubernatorial Republican nominee Lee Zeldin said that if he wins and when he wins, excuse me, that's his quote, on January when he gets sworn in, the first move he will make is to fire Alvin Bragg. Now, firing Alvin Bragg is included in the governor's penalty if she feels as if he poses any threats and is not fulfilling the duties and the responsibilities of Manhattan District Attorney, she can, of course, remove him or terminate him or impeach him from office, depending on the New York State Assembly and New York City Council. So, of course, this story is breaking, but also there is a hearing right now happening in Florida currently on President Donald Trump now. His FBI, his home in Mar-a-Lago was raided by the Federal Bureau of Investigation, and he repeatedly says that it was okayed by President Biden, and Merrick Garland and President Biden made teamwork to make this raid happen on him. Now, President Biden and his staff have denied any allegations and have said that he had no idea until the next week, and he found out when all of us did. Now, the president is expected to be telling the truth, obviously, because an FBI raid does not go through the President of the United States, it goes through the Justice Department. And Attorney General Merrick Garland said that it took him weeks and he deliberated and he kept procrastinating on whether to give the green light or give the red light. Of course, the raid was, quote, the raid was found and FBI agents, quote, picked up over 20 boxes of federal material. This is material from the that should be with the National Archives currently, but it's missing. And they believed it was with President Donald John Trump, and they found, according to a source, about 20 boxes of federal materials and federal documents. And they're in court today to determine whether the FBI should release the reasoning to why they raided President Trump and his home. We're now going to turn to some political news as endorsements are heating up. Now, there are very much key races next Tuesday, which we will be covering. Please join me next Tuesday on August 23rd when I cover Florida, Oklahoma, and New York's primaries. This is New York's second primary. This is for the town and the House representatives. These are for those because due to redistricting, it had to have two primaries. So in New York 10, seen as one of the most closely watched primaries, major endorsements. Now, the Speaker of the New York City Council, Adrienne Adams, endorsed her fellow council member, Carlina Rivera. Now, also, if you would like to keep up with us and our political news, please follow the Political Desk on Twitter. We are available on Twitter. It is NR Politics Desk. So please follow us. We give all the coverage there. All of these are on there. So New York City Council Speaker Adrienne Adams did endorse Council Member Carlina Rivera. This was one of the most surprising endorsements in history. Now, Donald Trump is not only a Republican, but he is one of those Republicans that denies elections, has never endorsed a Democrat, and said they will never endorse a Democrat. Well, looks like President Donald Trump is feeling different at this moment. He endorsed the impeachment lawyer for his first impeachment, Dan Goldman, is running for Congress. He was the lead impeachment lawyer for President Trump's first impeachment, and he worked very hard fighting to make President Donald Trump impeached. Of course, that impeachment trial failed and it did not work out, but he worked very hard to make it work, but it didn't. So obviously, you still go into history. This is a major thing. He was in the race for New York State's Attorney General until Tish James announced she would be running, and he dropped out. So he decided to run for this, and yesterday on Truth Social, former President Donald Trump, a Republican, not just any Republican, if you know what I mean, endorsed the top impeachment lawyer against him, saying that he has the brains and will fight progressives like Mondaire Jones. And all of his fellow candidates in New York 10 have took this as a win. Several are saying that President Trump did this so Democrats wouldn't vote for Mr. Goldman. Obviously, Democrats don't like Donald Trump. He's a Republican. No Democrat wants a Republican in office most of the times. But Donald Trump is not just a Republican. He is one of those presidents that they don't like at all. But he endorsed Dan Goldman, which may be hurting his terms. Now, obviously, Goldman is leading by about 5 points in the polls. Second is Yelene New, an assembly member. Now, obviously, this race is one of those closely watched, and obviously, we will all be keeping up with it. So please, again, join me next Tuesday as we deliver coverage right here. So subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can stay up. And United States Representative Nidia Velázquez endorsed Carlina Rivera. The New York Times endorsed Dan Goldman. Ed Markey endorsed the incumbent representative, Mondaire Jones. Now, everybody is seeming to forget that there is an incumbent in this race, Mondaire Jones. Now, this is not his incumbent district, but obviously he is the incumbent in this race. He is the only currently elected representative. Now, he is expected to lose, obviously, only because he did not even make it up to the polls. He is not expected to win this. Obviously, he's just getting pushed away. Ed Markey, the senator, did endorse Mondaire Jones. New Jersey Democratic Senator Cory Booker did endorse Mondaire Jones. Pramila Jayapal did endorse Mondaire Jones, a progressive fighter, just won re-election in her primary, the chair of the Progressive Caucus. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi endorsed Mondaire Jones, not a progressive, but she endorsed him. She usually endorses the incumbents in this race. Obviously, she builds relationship with them while they are serving in the United States as she leads that party. Jumaane Williams, the former governor candidate against Kathy Hochul, did really good, got second place. And the current New York City public advocate, he endorsed Yelene New. The Working Families Party did endorse Yelene New, and District 31 council member and majority whip of the New York City Council, Salvena Brooks Powers, did endorse Carlina Rivera, her fellow council member. So now we're turning to New York's 12th congressional district, where there are two incumbents running, again due to redistricting. So obviously one Democrat will get booted by another. Now, these two incumbents, Jerry Nadler, who is the chair of the U.S. House Judiciary Committee, and U.S. Representative Carolyn Maloney. Maloney is a veteran, she is a veteran Congress member, and she is also actually the chair of one of the most important committees, and she says that it is one of the most important committees, and it actually is. She is the chair of the House Oversight Committee, and she rules over all of the oversights, and she is the chair of, actually is one of the chairs. So this is a battle. One chair will get booted, so the Democrats will need a leader, a new leader, whether they retain the House, whether they have a ranking member or the chairman or woman. They will need a new House Judiciary member as the Democratic leader, or a new House Oversight Committee leader. But of course, yesterday, Senator Chuck Schumer endorsed Congressman Jerry Nadler. That was a big endorsement. We have no idea why yet. He hasn't released any statement. President Donald Trump endorsed Carolyn Maloney. Now, Maloney, of course, I meant to remind you this about Daniel Goldman and Carolyn Maloney. Both got the backhand of President Donald Trump. They got endorsed by him. I said Maloney and Goldman, but they both rejected the endorsements. They do not want anything to do with President Donald Trump. Both endorsements are rejected, but he still did endorse him, meaning he supports them unless it's a mind game, which they are expecting. Matt Gaetz, another Republican, a Trump Republican, endorsed Carolyn Maloney. Obviously, Maloney, she rejected it. She doesn't want to do anything with him. He is accused of sexual harassment and doing it with minors. Sean Patrick Maloney, who is fighting his own big primary battle against Alessandra Biaggi in New York, he endorsed Maloney. Richie Torres, a freshman U.S. House member elected in 2020, Maloney. Queensborough President Donovan Richards endorsed Carolyn Maloney. New York City Comptroller endorsed Brad Lander. He endorsed Jerry Nadler. Elizabeth Warren, the Massachusetts senator and several-time presidential candidate, endorsed Jerry Nadler. The Working Families Party endorsed Jerry Nadler. The New York Times endorsed Jerry Nadler. And Andrew Yang, the former 2020 presidential Democratic candidate and former 2021 New York City mayoral Democratic candidate. He's now an independent or known as the Forward Party. He endorsed Suraj Patel. He did come in second place against Maloney in 2020 for her district. He did really good. He only lost by 0.2%. Very good, knowing Maloney is a veteran. So let's see how well he does. He's expected to be in third place because obviously the second incumbent is expected to be there. Now, still in the politics lead, Liz Cheney this Tuesday, she did lose to Harriet Hageman. Now, Harriet Hageman is the Trump-endorsed candidate. Now, Liz Cheney has got booted and ousted as the House GOP conference chair, and now she got ousted of her House seat as Wyoming's only House representative. Now, Cheney has came out in opposition against President Donald Trump in recent 2 years after his ongoing attack on the Capitol of the United States. She was one of 10 House Republicans to vote for President Donald Trump to get impeached the second time. And obviously, she is out of all 10, only a couple going. She is the most recent to vote for President Trump to be impeached and to lose their primary. She lost by nearly 40 points to an attorney, Harriet Hageman. But of course, Harriet Hageman did get the endorsement of lots of MAGA and Donald Trump supporters, and Wyoming is known to be a Donald Trump state. So obviously that was a very close race, but Liz Cheney is citing that she is thinking about running for president in 2024. She says that she doesn't want Donald Trump anywhere near or in the Oval Office or next to political power ever again. So she says she will run for president of the United States if he does run. That is the expected decision she will make. So could we see a President Cheney? And who do you think would be her presidential ticket? Could it be retiring? Same, he is on the January 6th committee, one out of the two. So obviously, the January 6th committee is losing the vice chair. It already is going to lose Adam Kinzinger. It's losing several of its members, which is very sad. And, they should really come to realization now. And of course, next week we will see you for political coverage, 9:30 p.m. Eastern for the state of New York, Oklahoma, and Florida. So now let's turn to the tri-state area where gas prices are rising. But New Jersey Governor Phil Murphy is saying no to several consumers. Now, New York City's controversial congestion pricing program is moving forward to generate nearly $1 billion a year in new tolls. Now, but with New Jersey drivers expected to get hit the hardest, Governor Phil Murphy, a Democrat, says as the plan stands now, it's not going to happen in his state. He even outlined ways to stop it. Commuters going into the city already pay to use the Holland and Lincoln tunnels and the George Washington Bridge. Murphy said Wednesday any plan that would, as he calls it, double tax drivers is just not going to happen in his state. He even went so far as to explain how he would make sure the plan never gets up and running. It's not going to happen. Treating commuters from New Jersey, period. But commuters differently. Either if you're in the Lincoln or Holland versus the GW, that's not going to stand, Murphy said. The governor said he is not opposed to congestion pricing. He is opposed to having New Jersey commuters paying twice to get into Manhattan's central business district, which is anywhere south of 60th Street. But again, it's not going to happen. If we have to, we've got options, which I don't want to use, but we can use through the Port Authority, Murphy said. Of course, that story did happen yesterday. So, of course, it was great doing some live coverage. Obviously, I've been doing mainly elections. I haven't been doing this, as you can tell. It's great to be back, and I cannot wait to see you. I hope you join me on Tuesday when I do election primary coverage for New York, Oklahoma, and Florida. Please hit the subscribe button. Please also hit the notifications bell, and we will see you on Tuesday, August 23rd, 9:30 p.m. Mark your calendars, 9:30 p.m. Oklahoma, New York, Florida. Tune in for your primary election coverage. Thank you. Have a great day. I'm Navesh Royalty, and I'll see you on Tuesday. Thank you, and have a great day.